Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Resero Network. I am Dan, and I'm joined by Rich once again. Hello, Rich.
Hello.
How's it going? You all right?
Good. May the force be with you.
Yes, Rich. We did a comparison video for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, because it's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order,
yeah.
as opposed to Star Wars Jedi Fallen
Which
Order.
I'm hoping means the beginning of a new series.
The beginning of a new friendship and an
Yeah.
everlasting kind of relationship. Yeah, it came out last Friday, I want to say. Oh, it was, right? I love doing
that's
that.
pretty good.
It came out last week on Xbox, PlayStation and PC, and as always we looked at the Xbox versions and the PlayStation versions, and here you can see it's not bloody great. Xbox One, pretty naff. Xbox One S, okay for the most part, but even the One X has a dip as well.
That vanilla one is dropping a lot of frames.
It is. Like, even the One X, to be fair, drops frames.
Yeah.
Goes down to about 24, I want to say, but the Xbox One version, the vanilla, goes to like 20. And the Xbox One S goes to like 22.
Yeah, 20.
Yeah. Similar kind of story on the PlayStation. The PS4 drops to like 19 at times when it gets mental, and this is like when it's really mental.
Yeah.
And the Pro drops to like 23, 24. But I would say these two are the more stable versions out of the lot, which says something.
Interesting.
Looking at the graph below. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a shame, and they could have done with a little bit more time polishing. But we'll talk about that in our review video, Rich, which will be up later. But yeah, so here we have our side-by-side comparisons. And like, it's weird. Like, looking at it like this, and obviously, as we always say, watch it in 4K on a 4K screen if you want to see the differences. Because especially, there isn't a lot between these two. But in motion upstairs, it looked a little bit muddier on the budget consoles, right?
I don't see an enormous difference other than that scout trooper walking down in the ravine.
Yeah, I think I killed him on the Pro version. But there is a slight difference, just in character models and kind
textures
of details
on the clothing and stuff. Right?
Like, look at the rocks as well.
Yeah.
It's slightly more defined, up close textures. But I was going to put it in the video. I completely forgot. But it doesn't matter what version you're on. The pop-in for some of the textures is insane.
It's not great.
Like, we were upstairs earlier on, and we let a bit go. I ran out into the wooded bit you'll see in a bit.
Yeah.
And basically, like, it took 15 seconds for the textures to do. It's got this weird thing as well where it loads in the middle of running through a section. It'll have a load screen.
Yeah.
And not just a load screen, like it comes up.
I never had that personally. Never had that personally.
Well, I had it a lot. Josh had it a lot, but you didn't, right? Which is a little bit all over the place.
Yeah.
Because you were on the One X, right? I was on the One X. Josh was on the PS4.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, there's not much of a difference here.
No, the Mantis cockpit looks much the same, doesn't it? Apart from maybe some of the control panels are a little more defined.
Yeah, just slightly more, right? Like the PS4, obviously, it looks better than the Xbox One. But the Pro, the One X, they do look slightly better, especially up close. Anything close to the camera, you can actually see the difference. Yeah, definitely sharper. But there is a bit and a bit when we do our swipe, which is in a couple of shots, and you'll see. Like, actually, when it's a lot brighter, you can actually see the detail more on his clothing. Yeah. So look on his right leg there. Like, you can see, obviously,
and things.
And it's a little bit more defined. And then look at the poncho on the PS4 Pro compared to the PS4. The free Kajik poncho, which, but I always forget that I should just go default clothing in these games, because I have different unlocks to Josh or whoever's playing on the PlayStation.
Well, you ended up getting all the same, so
no, I've got the pilot outfit on there.
I did notice that, but I wasn't going to point it out.
Yeah,
Just noticed
so
that.
orange pilot. The colour on his leg looked completely different on the PS4 compared to the Xbox.
I went with the outlaw outfit in the end.
I did.
Quite liked that. Yeah,
I was all about the pilot, just because I thought it's super Star Wars. But you know what? The Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro look really crisp.
Yeah,
it's a really pretty game in terms of art style, right?
It's prettiest when it's still.
Yeah,
it's when it's moving it starts to flag a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And here we have the swipe, and you can see the difference now. If you look at the tree on the back, obviously not between the One and the One S, but when we swipe in the One X, like, I paused it in the middle earlier on just to see it, and you can, like, look at that.
Jesus.
So you can see it like that. But
I mean, it still looks good.
It does on the One and the 1S and the PS4. But there you go.
As soon as you swipe, you see an instant difference.
Absolutely. And then we go back, and then we get the Pro involved, and the Pro again.
Very nice.
Yeah, I still think the 1X is slightly better. Slightly.
There's really not much in it.
There isn't that much in it. But I mean, that's hardly surprising given the power of the consoles.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think it's more down to the lighting. You can see the flicker and the anti-aliasing on the Xbox One version to the 1X. It's things like that that are different.
There's
things
still
that you
a
won't
flicker
notice.
There, actually.
There is, but it's not as defined as it is on the One. But now you can see a little bit more detail on his kind of poncho, on the ground, but not much. I mean, if you're playing this on the PS4 or the Xbox One or the Xbox One S, you're not going to be disappointed.
I really love that Mantis skin, by the way. It's pretty stylish.
Well,
black and gold, mate.
Yeah, but
can't go wrong.
Throughout the entire game, I had the blue and the white.
I had the yellow
just because it looked like the Normandy.
Oh, nice.
And then I had BD as the blue and the white as well. So it was my Mass Effect setup.
That's good. Tying the themes together.
Yeah, I mean it's a very good looking game on the 1X and the PS4 Pro.
Very nice.
But I guess the issue this time around is the stability across the board.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's very nice.
You can see on the X now. See that on the bridge flickering.
Oh, gotcha.
That's the kind of difference between the two.
That's a big difference.
Yeah,
actually,
and if you look at the antennas there, they're flickering a little bit on the budget consoles. Really sharp on the PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
But you can see there's less flicker on the PS4.
Yeah.
On that bridge down there. But yeah, it's those kind of details that you see. Maybe a little bit on the textures on the floor at the beginning. The bush, the little vine on the right. On the PS4 definitely looks better than the One.
Yeah.
But when you bring in the newer consoles, you'll see that it's a lot more defined, the actual vines there, and the ground in the front. So it works its way up on a scale.
Sure.
Xbox One, PS4,
Classic.
PS4 Pro,
Classic.
1X.
I mean, we say classic, but sometimes it doesn't always follow the rule, does it?
A little bit of text on the wall, engravings and stuff,
and
paintings. Yeah, you can see the difference there.
Is that
the
Hermit's house, or is it the abandoned workshop?
The abandoned workshop.
I knew it.
But you can see the grass as well. The grass looks better on the 1X than it does on the budget ones. So you're not getting a lot. I love how you leave him and it ripples, but then it just stops. If you watch it on the Pro, it's just stop. Just cuts out.
That's weird.
But the reflections, the light. I tell you what, the lighting in this game is fantastic.
Yeah.
When you're holding your lightsaber up as a light source.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Very, very cool.
Well, it takes your colour into account as well.
It does.
If you've got a green one, it lights everything green.
It's really cool. And I think the
nice.
best aspects of the game, the detail, obviously, in the 1X and the Pro are great, but the lighting across the board is fantastic. Yeah. And I think it needs to be in a game where you're running around with a lightsaber
for sure
in dark places and using it as a torch. On the whole, Rich, I love that little jump and deflect.
Nice.
It's my favourite thing. But on the whole, performance, loads of bugs, which we'll talk about in our review, our unscripted vid that we're going to do shortly.
Yeah.
Loads of that shit. But in terms of performance, the frame rate is not great for the most part. Even when you're just running around, it's a little bit shonk. But yeah, visually, love the art style and what it's bringing to the table. It should also be worth mentioning that we decided to do this video across the board on just the default mode, which is the pretty mode, the 4K enhanced on the PS4 Pro and on the 1X. But there is
1080 60 frame option.
So if you want a more stable experience, and then you can always check that out. But yeah, Rich, that was Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Indeed. Out now. Thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Cheers, folks. Bye.
Bye.